All right, so my biggest thing that I see here is this gap in the VIX. So we have a breaker that's untested, and we have some support built in for the VIX, but I think it's going to come down to test here. And whether we blow through it, I have no idea, but it's at least going to come down and touch 2045. And the thing is, like, I don't know what's going to happen after it touches it. If it's going to bust through or if it's going to bounce. But weekly wise, we've closed over the fast, and it looks like it wants to trend. The only thing we didn't do is close over, do a strong close, and we might get that next week. I'm not 100% sure, just because it's moved so quick. I mean, for 4 weeks in a row, it's just been straight up. So it's just we're so close to resistance. Like, it's so uncertain on what to do, and the momentum could just continue. And as far as like the possible forecast of what can happen, we could attack all the way up here and just fill this weekly fair value gap and hit weekly resistance all the way up here, or 4278 on the synthetic of sp500. But it basically weekly resistance. So institutional wise, we're kind of like in the middle. It hasn't really decided. And I mean, if I were to try to make a speculation of what's going to happen coming up, I think that maybe definitely on a, so this is a 1 minute. It looks like we're gonna, I think we already did this. We already went up to 41,115, but here on the S&P 500, we have this target. So this is taken from this guy. I am the Shaw 256 box law, candle box law. So he does a lot of math. You know, Shaw 256, 25. I guess it went over 256 there. But his angle between this harmonic and 256, and then he's got 741. And then, I don't know, 1.04. He's got Sol over pi. So he's like a big math guy. You know, he's really big into Gann. He's really big into Fibonacci and the Pyramid of Giza and all the numbers that, the perfect numbers, the ancient numbers that go with, you know, his method of forecasting. And he doesn't do harmonics traditionally, he said. But he uses math for his forecasting, and he's got like the harmonic here is the problem, and then the solve is getting the Fibonacci spiral to confirm and touch 2 points, and he has it connecting to C and D. And he's got D at 43.41. So obviously we're going to be higher, and I think this is on the 4-hour. So that's what he's got for the S&P 500. 43.41 is roughly the point of his top, and it doesn't really correspond here. 43.41 is like definitely higher. It looks like it's a little above this point, and it would imply we do a stop hunt, and that might be totally what's coming. And if we look at the momentum, you know what, we could just open up Microsoft Edge. There we go. Because then I wouldn't have to log in every time. Okay. So right now we look like we're about to start pinching and have a lot of momentum to the upside. That's kind of what this is looking like. And if we move this to the weekly and the daily, we're coming up to a pinch on the weekly, and I mean we're already trending almost on the daily. Once we get I think it, yeah, once we get above this thick line, we're definitely trending. So I think all in all, we're gonna trend. I think we're gonna do a stop hunt on this all the bears here. I think it's gonna clear out all the bears, and I think the bear case will be validated here until we put in that high. We do a huge stop hunt, and then it's gonna wipe out all these bears, and then once it hits that point, it'll reverse and do that correction in April. Once we so I think this is going to happen really quickly. I mean, just looking at these 4 weekly bars, it's already happening quickly. So if we can do that in 4 weeks, we can do this in like 2 with the amount of momentum we've picked up. So definitely hit up here, and then according to the measured move indicator, so we got 2 time frames. We got the weekly right here, and we got the daily. But this is kind of the overall idea of what I see. So between what this guy does a solve differently. So his is more subjective. You know, the angles and change when you dial in and zoom out. And then this one's more objective. It still uses Fibonacci. These lines are a measured move, so it takes a measured move of the price history of certain moves, and then it creates a forecast based upon the Fibonacci numbers. You know, 2.23, 2.5. I think what is it? 6.18, 764, 236. All different inversions of whether it's the golden ratio or whatever. So I think we're definitely going to go up here and quite possibly make stop out these bears, and then nuke down to 3,000, 3,200, around there, and then have a huge melt up. You're going into Q2, Q3, Q4, and then going into 2024. I don't know what's going to happen. That's kind of what the Eurodollar futures curve is also trying to figure out. But just for a near term, this could go a little higher. Stop out that wick of all those bears, and then dump. Nice rising wedge style. So that's kind of just what I'm thinking is going to happen. It'd be nice if it works because I documented this way in advance. But yeah, 43.66. This one's 43.73, and the other one's 43.66 on the weekly. Yep, 43.66. So 43.66 to 43.73 is kind of the target to the upside. And this guy, he's got 43.41. So I'm thinking that this guy is right. It's just getting an entry in now seems kind of difficult. But I think, it's March. Let's see, January, February, March. April's going to be like really weird and volatile. And if we were to try to see with a math cycle what it's looking like from timing solutions, because we got a math forecast using Fibonacci and the measured move, and then we also got confirmed by that guy here with a harmonic and a fib spiral solve, and we also got signs of momentum really picking up to where we could definitely see a squeeze to the upside on the weekly, and then on the 12-hour and 8-hour. It looks like we're about to start pinching to the upside, lots of volatility to the upside. And that would drop the VIX a lot, which we see as a possible symptom of happening. Dropping, we could probably drop below here. I don't know, we're under a 12-hour bearish order block here. Until that breaks to the upside, we got to assume like a squeeze to the upside. in terms of the market. And then if we were to take a look here, throw on some cycles, what do we get? So this looks like going into next week, we get some kind of nice volatility to the upside. And then, I don't know, trading spectrum is looking like we roll over maybe late end of the month on March. Correction, this one's saying maybe third week, the 15th. So it's roughly, yeah, third week. So that's maybe what happened. I don't know. Anything goes right now. But as far as a short-term move, it could be really nice to the upside and really nice to the downside. So that's kind of what I'm anticipating.